I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my product review videos. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this 12 by 12 hardtop gazebo that we bought from Temu. So, we bought this hardtop gazebo in order to replace our previous gazebo or canopy that you can see over there, because we wanted a permanent solution that cost less in the long run. Because we bought that gazebo, we bought it multiple times actually, and we bought it for about $200 each time, and nowadays it's actually about $300. And we had to replace that every couple of years. And since this one costs $600 on Temu, we figured this is a better, more permanent solution, and $600 over the long run is going to be cheaper than buying $200 multiple times. So we bought this, and we got it on Temu because it's actually cheaper on Temu than if you buy on Amazon. There are more popular brands like Domi, for example, but those are more expensive, at least $1,000 for something 12 by 12. If you want to get 8 by 10, that'll get you about $600 on Amazon. But to get something like this, 12 by 12, it's about at least $1,000. So that's why we bought it on Temu. And that's not where it ends. You also have to install it yourself. And if you get it installed for you, it'll cost at least $500. So you gotta think about that when you're thinking about the price. And in terms of time for building it, it took me and my dad, and we're pretty intuitive with instructions, at least 3 days to build it. So at least 20 hours of man work to get this all set up. And most of that was installing the roof. If you're interested in how long it took us to build this, or how to build it, we did a full series going down to the very nuances and tips and tricks of how to build it. So go check that out if you're interested or you need help building it. But for the amount of work that we did, I think we saved ourselves a lot of money. In addition to the $400 we saved from going with Temu instead of Amazon, and the $500 that we saved from not paying for it to be built, we saved about $1,000 in labor and in costs. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the gazebo itself. Okay, so first impressions, this is a very good ladder. It's like, it's a gazebo. I don't know why I said that. Good gazebo. It feels pretty sturdy, and I'll give it a good shake. You can see that it wobbles a tiny bit, but there's not a lot you can do to prevent it from wobbling. And also, actually, in engineering terms, a bit of wobble can be good. If you think about it in earthquake terms, you don't want it to be super rigid or it'll be brittle. And while it is aluminum, most of it showed up pretty well and not super bent. I mean, there was a tiny bit of defects when we were assembling it, but not noticeable. I mean, if you pay more, obviously you can get better quality, like something steel, which would also be more heavier. And this one is just kind of the right material for its strength and its price. One thing to note is that its poles are triangular. This is something my dad was looking at. He wanted a square shaped pole, and that's what the kinds that he saw at Lowe's, for example, but those were like $1,000. So those are triangular, but for its design, I think it's quite well designed to make it both easy, well, not easy, moderately easy to assemble, and also strong. And in addition to it being a pretty nice construction, it also comes with a mosquito net. And in this case, this is pretty useful for us because we do a lot of functions or parties where we serve food under the gazebo. So having a mosquito net that comes out and can be zipped is pretty useful. In addition to a mosquito net, it also has a curtain for a bit of privacy or to block out the sun. And it also has straps to make it so that you can use one or the other. So if you just want to use the mosquito net, then this is very easy to wrap up and collect. And let me do that right now actually, just to show you. Okay. So we can collect all of that and put it in the back so that we can just pull out the mosquito net. So, overall, pretty good design on this, and it feels like it's pretty sturdy. The hooks don't feel like they're gonna rip off, and the fabric itself feels pretty nice. Not like it's pretty cheap. It's pretty okay. Same thing with the curtain. The curtains, they don't feel like, you know, like 1-ply toilet paper. They feel like they're a good thickness. They're not super thick, but they're gonna protect against water. Actually, don't quote me on that. I don't know if they're waterproof, but they're pretty good for protection. Let's see. I'm not gonna be able to cover this, but we're going to install a fan with a light up there on that hook. And that's gonna be pretty nice. It's like it can connect to your phone and stuff, and you can control it with your phone, which is pretty nice because you don't need to worry about a remote. But I'm going off to Harvard, so I won't be able to do that video. I mean, for now we have a light hanging up there. So that'll work for now. And the last thing I want to mention about my first impression is that I really like it being all black in one uniform color. That's a personal preference. Like, I like it when it's all black, but some people might say that because it's all black, it's gonna get hotter. Which I don't really mind, because we're gonna install a fan anyway. My dad stopped me for a second because he thought that it was like a very dark brown, like an ebony. I see it like as a full black, but he was seeing it as like a very close to black brown. So no matter what, I like the color. It's up to you, your personal preference. Maybe you can factor in the temperature of it heating up and stuff, but in general, you're gonna be shaded by this, so it's gonna be okay. But that's really all I wanted to say in my first impression. There's not a lot else that we can say about this, other than the fact that it's nice that it comes with curtains and a mosquito net. The quality of the build is good. The build itself can be frustrating at times, but in general, it seems like they worked it out, like the engineers worked it out well. Or at least they took a design that was designed well. The only trouble that we had with building it was that there's a lot of these grooves on the roof. A lot of them have a plastic spacer that goes under them, which can be sometimes tricky to get into place exactly. And sometimes it's kind of hard to align all the screws. But that's like normal assembly difficulty kind of things that you'd experience with any product. In general, we're hoping that this lasts us a long time. And if it doesn't last us a long time, we'll make a video on it, talking about, oh, it's bad quality. But I think based on my engineering intuition, like, it feels good. And I think this is gonna last us at least 5, if not 10 years. And I'm hoping it lasts us 20 years. Okay, so my mom, I just asked my mom, and she said it's a very, very dark brown. Which I still see it as black. I'm colorblind, by the way, so, you know, dark brown has like a tiny bit of red in it, so if I'm colorblind and you can't see red, I guess you could understand how I see it as black. But I like dark brown too. In my mind, it's black, so it works out for both of us. But the last thing I want to add on is, if you are interested in more like finer details about the construction of this, I make some comments in like my build videos about, oh, they added a hole so that rain could drain out through a channel in the roof, or like they made it a bit difficult to install these plates. So if you're interested in like the actual build process and the small either problems or advantages that come up while you're building it, definitely go check out my videos on them, because they're packed with a lot of tips, tricks, and also observations about the building process of this gazebo that might interest you if you plan on DIY building it yourself. But that's going to be it for this impression video. I'm Aiman, and thanks for watching. If you decide to buy this gazebo, we'll put a link to its Amazon page in the description. I'm not sure if we can put a Temu page because I think those change often. So we're going to put an Amazon link, so go check that out if you want. Again, we got this for about $600 on Temu, but you can get it on Amazon for about for more than that. Can't give you an exact range because there's a lot of different brands and a lot of different costs. But go check that out. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you built it, go check out my how-to video. Or if you want to build it, go check out my how-to videos on how to do it. But for now, I'm Aiman, and signing out. Peace. Feels pretty big from the inside. Wait, what? Oh yeah.